These are predictions for Saturday, and they are exclusively about the Premier League. I've picked out 4 solid confident options for you for 4 Premier League matches, and I'll give one pick for each game. I think they look convincing. The odds are 1.92, 1.56, 1.66, and 2.07. Those are the matches. Let me remind you that in the previous video we did here, where we reviewed different rounds, including the Premier League, I believe, the picks did quite well. Out of 5 outcomes, 4 were successful, and then in another review, all 4 out of 4 picks came through. So I take the entire match day and look at all the games to see which ones seem the most reliable to me. Today we'll talk about those options that, in my opinion, are the most reliable. But of course, only time will tell how reliable they actually are. Let's go! So the first event for Saturday, Bournemouth versus Aston Villa. Aston Villa is the favorite, but the only thing is we see some pretty significant drops from them. By the way, we took this one in Telegram, it worked out really well, and congratulations to those who followed. Maybe on Saturday we'll take something during halftime, because I noticed an interesting story with the yellow cards there. The pre-match line isn't great right now, but in live on Telegram we'll catch something. And in general, you know that we go live on Telegram every day, keep stats, and give out accumulators. Also every day, absolutely, using the best working strategies we have. All of this is free. There will be links in the comments, you'll find everything there, I think you'll figure it out. I think Aston Villa might start strong from the first half. I wouldn't say they go all out right away. You can't really say that Aston Villa is like, say, Bayern, who go full throttle right from the start, from the first half to the 15th minute. You can easily bet on intervals with them. It's not quite like that, but still, judging by the stats, I think it's time for Aston Villa to score. It's time for them to do it, and maybe they'll start in the first half. Of course, I'd like to bet on the whole game, but since they're not the underdogs here, I can't say the odds are attractive for them. If you just take over 0.5 for the whole game, or even over 1.0 exactly, the odds are not that great either. Let's try from the first half. First half, Aston Villa individual total for the second team over 0.5 at odds of 1.92, Wolverhampton versus Chelsea. Honestly, it's surprising to see such odds for the Premier League when it comes to yellow cards. We all know that yellow cards in the Premier League have an average total, the baseline is about 3.5, and sometimes it's actually 2.5. After all, they don't get yellow cards as actively there as, say, in Spain or Italy, and we see this regularly, including on Telegram, where we've caught these predictions, I've given these outcomes for yellow cards in the Premier League, and they've worked out perfectly. And here again in this match, yes, there are some things about the referee. Sometimes he gives out 5 or even 6 yellow cards. This is indeed true. But I don't see such a wild motivation in this upcoming match to issue a huge number of yellow cards. So I think it's quite likely that there will be less than 4.5 yellow cards for Wolverhampton versus Chelsea at odds of 156. Fulham, Everton. But here's the story with corners. And again, against Everton, if we look, yes, they happen against the favourites when the odds are favourable, say 2.5, 3.5 corners, but this doesn't happen often, it doesn't always happen. And will it be in this upcoming match? I don't know, but you can always take the bonus if you want. I'm leaving a link in the comments. The bookmaker is reliable, 20,000 for the deposit, cashbacks, 0 risk insurance, accumulator insurance. Get your bonus. If you're already registered there, you can go to Telegram. We have a whole list of bookmakers there that you can work with. You can get 20,000 everywhere, 30, 40,000, no problem. Get them, play, place bets, try it out, find bonuses, experiment. So it's all easy to do, and bonuses are always great and nice to have. At the very least, you can just get cashbacks every month. Why not? I'll try to take under 3.5 for Everton. I mean, corners in any case, Fulham isn't a clear favorite over Everton in this match. And they're close in the standings too. The stats for goals scored and conceded are about the same, so I think hitting a total of 4.5 for them, based on the stats from at least 20 games I've studied, won't be that easy. So Everton, individual total corners under 4.5, that's 1.66. And the final event in our review is Arsenal versus Sunderland. Here, we're going to use our classic strategy. Corners for the underdog, which in this case is Sunderland. So, Arsenal versus Sunderland. Corners, individual total for the second team over 2.5 at odds of 2.07. Also, of course, we'll have an accumulator bet. No, not always on the Premier League. Maybe this Saturday it will also include Spain, Italy, and so on. The accumulator for you will be available on our Telegram. All the details and all the links will be in the comments, friends. See you in the next videos. I hope this review will be just as successful as the previous one. Good luck. Bye.